We now want to move our focus to Colorado. Get this, officials there, they're still trying to determine what caused a deadly accident on what is usually a tourist attraction. It took emergency crews about 7 hours to save a dozen people trapped in this gold mine. One person did die in the accident. CBS News correspondent Carter Evans brings us the latest on this daring rescue. Carter, help us understand what this place is all about and how this unfolded.
Well, when you look all around behind me, this is all an active gold mine in those mountains. But directly behind me here, that is the mine shaft down to this underground gold mine. It's about 100 years old, more than 100 years old, in fact. But the gold mine here is no longer active. It's simply a tourist attraction. And it's been run by the same family for the last 50 years. You see that white tower behind me there? That is the lift. That is where people get in these tiny little cages, about 4 people in each one, and they're stacked on top of each other, and they go down 1,000 feet underground where they get a tour of the mine and how these miners used to work. Well, what happened? There was a problem with one of these elevators yesterday, and it's not clear exactly what that problem was, but some people got stuck at around 500 feet deep underground. And yes, as you mentioned, one person died, and we have no information about who that person was or how that happened. We know a couple other people were injured, and then they brought in rescue teams and experts to take a look at this lift and make sure it was okay to bring everyone else up, and they did that last night.
Just trying to put myself in the position of those tourists being trapped in this mine. You're waiting for something to happen. We don't know how the person passed away. I would imagine panic attacks would be very available to everybody there. Help us understand the scale of the rescue mission, because I understand it also took hours to get everybody out.
Yeah, well, I think the main thing is that they wanted to make sure this lift was safe. And if it wasn't, they were going to send ropes down there and hoist people up. And they really didn't want to do that because they were 1,000 feet underground. So they wanted to make sure they could get them up in this lift. And that is ultimately what ended up happening. But I do understand that they somewhat kept the folks who were stuck in the mine in the dark as to what had happened in terms of injuries and deaths. They did not want them to panic while they were down there. So once they got up, once they were rescued, that's when they were told what happened to the other group.
Just incredible, and our appreciation to those rescue crews. Carter Evans, thanks very much.